People of the World SK Party. Today, I have a response to a couple of things that is going on in Nigeria that I believe I can see the problem. Probably my solution may not be the ideal one, but I believe probably it may have something to do in changing the shape or the future of the country that we all love so dearly. And Nigeria has been in this predicament as far back as I can remember. And with the current situation that is going on, Naira to dollar rating, that everything is going overboard. And I've seen people lately putting all the blame on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which I believe, fine, some people may be justified for doing that. But at the same time, Tinubu is not the only one running Nigeria. And I would like us to probably see it from that angle first. Many would think this is Tinubu's fault. And I'm actually going to say that I put it on the president, being the number one man in the country. Let's also understand that the present effect of what is going on right now is as a result of the past administration. This is the proceed of what they planted before they leave office. So we are reaping the proceed, all right? But why I am not going to say that I want to fault those people that are blaming President Tinubu is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he is aware or fully aware what he is coming to meet. But the one that we're facing currently, I want to believe that it is the mismanagement of the former administration. But President Tinubu, before he said Emilokan, he was fully aware, he knew what is coming to meet, and he decided to go for it. I hope we're all aware that before the election, they just switched the Naira note as we all know it. Many of us, we were not aware of the long-term effect that is going to cost Nigeria. We quickly forgot that actually happened before the election. And we have a lot of cash scarcity. The impact that hit us then, this is the aftermath, right? I just want to make that clear that not everything or all the blame we're going to put on the current administration. It is as a result of mismanagement and the incompetence of the past administration. And I'm not trying to, apportion blame, okay? I just want to believe that wherever we are today in Nigeria, we are all going to share the blame. We have people of Nigeria that they talk without action. And when you talk with no action, your politician knows that. They know talk is cheap, that you talk, there will be no action. And if Nigeria has to go to a better place, we should have enough talking already and start seeing action. All right? That is when I believe we're moving in the right direction. But now, we have problem at hand. What is the solution to what Nigeria is facing currently? My solution is that let's run Nigeria as a business and as a family. And I'm going to put it in this way. I'm going to use this scenario that if we look at it, including the state capital, we have 36 states in Nigeria, right? I want to believe the kind of democracy we run is that we're trying to mimic or imitate how America runs things. And we need to understand that from our own perspective, even though we're going to mimic whatever they are doing, we should tailor it towards how it's going to fit our own need in Africa and Nigeria in this case. You see, we have 36, including the state capital, right? One thing I noticed about Nigerian politics is that we have a lot of people that have no business doing in politics, or they have no business being in public office. That's one thing. Due to the fact that the make is coming from above, it kind of shadowed a lot of incompetency in our government, right? For that to be gone, and for the president to have some kind of relaxed and peace of mind, Nigeria need to run as a family, in the sense that let's see the president as the father of the house, right? The Senate, the House of Rep and Co., they are going to be the mother of the country, right? And let's see the rest of us as the children, right? And if that's going to be so, the second part is going to be that If we run Nigeria like that as a family, that you already train your children, and the next thing now is that they need to go out there and find for themselves, right? The next is that we run it as a company. And this is what I mean is that when anything happen in Nigeria, we focus too much on the federal level, while the states are doing zero to nothing. I want to see the federal government putting too much on themselves, most especially Mr. President. If I happen to advise President Tinubu today the way forward, my advice to him would be that he should shed all those burden on him, he should shed it away. The problem the presidency is facing today, I see it as, when you have too much burden, it will weigh you down, it crumble you. The best way to get out of a situation like that is to let go and let loose most of all these burdens, all right? I will advise President Tinubu to dissolve the power, like all this power they are holding, they should let it go back to states. That will really help a lot. And what I mean by that is that let each state in Nigeria be independent. Let them stand on their own and fight for themselves. Nigeria is still going to be one. Don't get me wrong. We're going to be one Nigeria under one president. But having this federal police is weighing down too much on the presidency that there's a lot of things that they should focus on. Why there's some things that shouldn't be what they will add on to their burden. They should let each state stand on their own. That is going to fish out those that are competent and those that are not competent. I think we should get to a point where we should not be breastfeeding all our state governor anymore. We should get to a point right now that there should be no more making our governors. Each state should stand on their own, generate their own resources, and develop their state. That is what I think will be the solution right now. Will we all agree on percentage that will be going to be the federal? If Bayelsa or all these oil generating state, don't make it federal business, make it state business. Let each state look within and see what they can generate rather than borrowing money. We do not need to borrow money in Nigeria to solve our problem. We can look inward. Let's look within and let each state governor generate their income, pay their workers' salaries, and develop their state. I bet you this is going to create a lot of competition and it's going to bring a lot of development. And any governor or any state that is dragging behind, let the people of that state vote the governor out and elect someone that is competent. If Nigeria have to move forward, we need to be able to look past someone that is from my state or my town or my whatever you guys call it, and look straight into competent, someone with a good track record, and forget about where that person came from and vote for competency. I think that will move Nigeria forward. So the next like 8, which I mean that each state should stand on their own, develop at their own pace, and develop and fend for themselves and develop on their own. The next will be that each state have to run their state like a company, right? What I mean by that is that if you hire someone and that person is not performing, you should be able to fire that person with immediate effect. If you have a state governor that is not performing, there's no need to wait for 4 years. That governor needs to be fired and look for someone that is competent that can move the state forward. If a governor is pulling a state backward, no company want to go into bankrupt. For that reason, we have to let such staff go. If we're going to apply the same system or the same method into our government, let's do it if it's going to move us forward. We cannot wait for an incompetency to last or linger for 4 years. The moment we detect it, We give you a few more months. If nothing changes, then we vote them out, or there should be a law that we give the people power to ask the governor to leave office and allow someone that is competent to run or to run the state. Number 3 that I want to add is that in a company, there's always a negotiation of a salary. The company may hire someone and they may offer to pay, for example, so amount, and the employee can actually negotiate that, okay, if I'm bringing this much value, this is what I want, this is what I want. We negotiate and we meet at the middle ground and we go on. I want to believe also that we can do that in politics by being the people being the one deciding the salary of the politicians. The people have to be the one determining what they believe that is appropriate for people in public office. And now as a politician, if you think that pay rate is too small for you, serving as a public servant is not mandatory. If you think the salary that is being, concluded by the people of your state, of your country, is not too much or is not enough for you, go and do your own business and leave politics alone. One of the major reasons why Nigeria is in this predicament, the cost we're using in running our government is just outrageous. It's going to bankrupt Nigeria if we do not take a little step back. In the midst of agony, we cannot be buying new cars, we cannot be allocating billions of dollars into renovating buildings, we cannot be allocating billions of dollars into buying cars while the country is in agony. I don't think that works. There's no company in the world that is going through crisis, and that is when they want to increase the salary of their workers. No company runs like that. They'll go bankrupt. If a company is going through crisis, that is not when they want to give their workers a new car. No, that company will go bankrupt. For a company to increase or raise workers' salary, they must be in good stand. They must be making a lot of income. And in return, by appreciating their staff, they can give them pay raise, they can give them new cars, some kind of all those side things that they're giving. They can do that. That is when that company are in good stand and are running well. The moment companies start experiencing some unbalance, they cut down their costs. Sometimes they have to let go of some staff in order to balance up again. In the case of Nigeria, we may have to run Nigeria like that. We may have to let go of some politicians. Whatever we can do to cut costs in the money we use in maintaining or running government, whatever cost we can cut, let's do it and save this country. And I believe if we can do this and fight the insecurity in the country, give people the assurance that they are safe and their property is also safe, I think Nigeria will be moving at a light speed. If we can implement this, I believe it's going to help Nigeria a lot in fast-tracking back to our glory. And the last thing I want to say is that if government is going to be doing all this, I really like that every Nigeria should be upright in doing good. Because if you look at what becomes of our politicians today, people will tell you that the politicians are the reflection of the people of their country. Those politicians are not alien. They are not from the oblivion. They are part of us. They are regular people before they become a politician. And what I'm trying to point out is that it is a bad person that become a bad politician. There's nothing wrong with democracy. There's nothing wrong with politics, right? The only thing that is wrong is that we have bad people in Nigeria, period. We have bad people. We have people that all they want is just to steal money. And it starts from these little things that we can't be honest with one another. And for example, I'm going to give you this scenario. If you open a company or shop or small business, whatever you're doing in Nigeria, this is really common. You hired someone as a sales girl or as a sales boy or someone as a manager in your company. The insincerity starts from that little area and it generates all the way to our public office. Like I say, if you have a sales girl, right, they will look for a way to steal from you so that they can start their own business. If you have a car that you want to use for a commercial service, you give it to a driver, you agreed on a percentage that they're going to be bringing every day. They use your car, they make those money. When it comes to the evening time for them to deliver, the driver is going to come and give you story, this and that. And at the end of the day, you'll be frustrated. They'll be taking your money in the hope that they're going to buy their own car. But, things like that. So when we are dwelling in that kind of mentality, this is the kind of society it's going to create for us. Most Nigerians are not sincere. You can deal with Nigerian and you will regret it. It can start from even your own biological father. Okay, let's look at another scenario and see how decay we are when it comes to being sincere. The insincerity starts from you doing a project that is being supervised by your family, probably maybe by your dad or your mom, and in the case that they're going to need 5-10 cement bag, you're going to be telling the contractor to tell you that they're going to need 20 cement bag. You send money for 20 cement bag, they buy 10. Your dad or your mom share the money with the contractor. That is where our insincerity starts from. And it degenerates all the way to when such father or such mother have the opportunity to become a local government chairman. That's when they start stealing public fund because we have insincerity. Because the society has amount, important into making wealth and not being upright. It doesn't really matter in Nigeria now how you make your money. The only thing that matters is that you have money to spend, regardless of how you make that money. We need to look inward. We need to start change right from the inside. Our fathers left this fight for us. They allowed the politicians to start stealing. They did nothing. We're facing the same problem now after years of years. And I believe Nigeria will be better if we all come together and have that determination to make it better. And I can promise you that if we can sacrifice a little bit, Nigeria will reach our glory. But if we have to do this, the politicians also need to play their part. The citizens also need to play their part. I'm just giving this as my own little opinion, what I think that can move Nigeria forward. The way forward, like I said before, is let the president shed all this burden. Let each state stand on their own. Let them have their autonomy. Let them run their state, develop on their own. The job of the federal is to create law that will guide each state on how they're going to use their resources and what percentage that will come to the federal. Federal has nothing to do with all these raw materials. Let state deal with it, while federal will face what is more important. And that's going to be my submission on this one, guys. So if you gain any knowledge from this video, please do subscribe, share this video. If you're yet to be a subscriber, I will encourage you to subscribe so that anytime I throw out another video, you'll be notified and you'll enjoy it. Until next time, guys, stay blessed. Bye-bye.